Hello and welcome to the fourth video on the UNITY3d FPS secrets. If you recall, in the last video we made it so that we could have a prefab of our bullets, and that's what we did right down here when we did the prefab. If we look over in the inspector window, we see that it had all the things that it needed for making the bullets or the projectiles. For example, it had our program in it, which was called the projectile, which made it move. And what I've done in this scene is I've taken away the default projectile because we're going to be able to produce these ourselves. So in order to do that, the first thing we want to do, we want to come up here to the game object, and we want to create empty, and we want to create an empty game object. Now this sounds weird, but let me sort of scroll down here and see what we've done. This is our empty game object right here, and this guy here we want to carefully line up with the front of our projectile, because this is where the bullets are going to come from. They're going to come from this empty object, and we're going to make this empty object right here, this game object right here, we're going to make this a parent of the shooter or the launcher. So we're going to start out with this guy here. All right, so we've got it there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a new script, and which I've already done here. And let's bring up the script and see what the script looks like. This is the script called the shooter, and let me bring this in here. Okay, and I might have to bring this out just a bit so you can see all of the code. Okay, there we go. So this script should be attached to the empty object, the thing we just created. And you should make the empty object a child of the launcher, the gun. And you place the prefab on the My Prefab in the inspector window, and I'll show you what that means. Here we have a variable which I'm just naming My Prefab. It's a game object, and this is where we're going to put the prefab. We're actually going to put it on here in the inspector window, but you'll see that. This is the function update, which is a standard Unity3D function that keeps updating it. This is another variable that we created. It's a new object, game object. Now the new object is what's created from the blueprint. This up here is the blueprint itself, the prefab itself. This right here is the bullet that's created from the prefab. That'll be the bullet that we'll see that we'll be firing. So what we're going to do here, we're going to say that if input get button down is fire 1, now in Unity3D, fire 1 means the control key, or it means the left mouse button. And you can look this up, get button down, if you wish, on the Unity helps part. What we're going to do now is we're going to set our new object, this right here, we're going to set our new object to instantate, to make happen My Prefab. And what's My Prefab? Well, that's this guy right here. We're going to make a copy of that. That's the one that has the bullet on the inside of it. And to transform position, transform rotation, that means take the position and the rotation of whatever this is you're attached to. And it's going to be attached to an empty object. And this right here is print shooter. This is just to test it to make sure that the thing is working. So this is the code that we want to start off with. So let me go ahead and close this guy out here so we can look at the rest of the stuff. Okay, so with the shooter code intact, what I want to do is I want to take the shooter code and I want to attach it to the game object. Okay, now I'm going to click on the game object, and when I do that, let me come over here. This is the empty object, this guy right here. There's the shooter script. Notice it says My Prefab, none. I need to attach the prefab to this. So here's how I do it. I come down here to the project panel, come to the prefab called bullets, drag it over here to where it says none game object, and whammo, now it knows which one it belongs to. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want to come over here, and the game object, I want to make it a child of the launcher, so that wherever I move this launcher, I move this guy. But first I got to get this guy really lined up, and then I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, let me show you what I did. I'm going to save what I've done here. I've just gone to the next one. What I've done here, there's my cylinder. I open it up, there's my game object. My game object is right here. Notice how the empty object, notice how I lined it up. I lined it up so that the y-axis is this way. And why is it line it up with the y-axis that way? Because that's the way I'm launching the bullets. So if I launch the bullets in a different direction, I need to do that. Now when I move the cylinder, this empty object that's going to launch the bullets will move with it. Let me illustrate first what's happening here. Let's hope this thing works. Okay, here I go. I'm going to do it. And now I'm going to click the left mouse button. Bang! There it is. Click the left mouse button. Okay, there I am. I'm shooting these darn things. Okay, bang, 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 bang. Okay. So what's in now? If I move the cylinder, let me click on the cylinder and let me just move it down again a bit, and I can also rotate it if I wish. Let's just rotate it some arbitrary thing here, and let's rotate it maybe this way so it goes after the wall. Okay, and now let's try and see what happens. I'm going to use my left mouse button. Bang, 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 and there they are. Okay, there's all the bullets. Now, let's just say I was going to use a cannon. If I were going to use a cannon, this capsule would be a sphere, it'd be a ball, and I would actually put gravity in there now. So what I'm going to do here is that for the bullets for the game object here, I'm going to put where is it? Use gravity right here, and to do that, I'm going to have to bump this up to a higher number. Let's say I bump it up to 1,000, and it'll act more like a cannonball now. Okay, because that's one of the things we're going to be looking at in our next video, seeing that this is acts like a cannonball. And then we're going to try and rotate it this way more, and then also bring it up like that more, and then let's see what happens when I go ahead and play it. Okay, so here it is. Boom, boink. See, now it's acting. See, now they fall down. Okay, but our bullets, and I'm just clicking the left mouse button now, and I'm just shooting the daylights out of that target. But of course, what we want to be able to do is we want to put special effects on here so we can hear an explosion, we can see a flash, maybe there's some smoke, and then obviously when these hit the target, they just don't roll around, the target gets destroyed. But that'll be on future lessons. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.